Uh, hey, what's going on? It's Steve Grillo, and if you're watching this, you are watching AftershockXL, which has not been on in a very long time. Uh, I'm unfortunately up at the campground. I got stuck here. Today I was supposed to go down to the city. But unfortunately my friend's car broke down. So anyway, I apologize to anybody out there. I was supposed to make it to my Uncle Eddie's funeral, and it wasn't a fun morning today, and I apologize. And I'm messing around with this. I'm glad everybody else out there, you're listening. I love you. It was a crazy morning, and but other than that, I'm up at the campground, stuck, stranded, and yeah. Anyway, it's Grillos Aftershock XL, I think. I hope so. I'm giving a little test run. I opened back up my trailer. I opened up my account, and we're gonna start doing some more content for you on Grills Aftershock XL. Welcome back, everybody. Yesterday was my birthday, and I want to give out shout out to all those wonderful people, friends, and family that were nice enough to send me wonderful birthday wishes. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things. People were just always wonderful. And I don't know what it is. I guess something about September just brings a lot of different things to my brain, like my birthday and all these other different things. 9/11 and everything always happens around my birthday. Good or bad, it's okay because Hialeah is my little cousin who just got here out of school. It's the beginning of the weekend, and if you take a look around, it's pretty nice day today. Hold on a second. I've been staying at my trailer all summer because it's been a wonderful, blessed gift that I was able to pull off. Reality's coming soon. I have to go back. I don't have to go back to work. I want to go back to work. I enjoy my job, being a stagehand and a grip, and doing stuff like this. So I'm going to start it back up. I think it's going to be here because I got the signal. I'm going to try to do something later on tonight. Maybe see if I can figure out how to get a guest on. We'll see. If anybody knows, I'm technologically incompetent. And I'm surprised I got this up and running. It took a while. Thank you to Big Noah. Thousands on SJU. Oh, wow, there's people commenting. What's up, Grillo? Who's that? Jacob Frazier, Nasty Meal. I'm thinking that I'm hoping, guys, if you can give me some feedback about, did this just pop up? I know I have about 36, 37,000, no, not 1,000, 100 followers from where I left off. I took a break from doing the podcast for a while, a long while. I've had a lot of people ask me to come back. It's just that the whole entire field is flooded with everybody. When I was doing it originally, I was getting 100,000 hits on different venues and stuff like that, and it was insane. I had a studio. Big shout out to Pro Media, who was blessed enough to give me the space and believe in me. And when I was doing it, I had a professional studio. I was one of the first podcasts that had all these great things, and I was blessed enough to have that behind me. And then COVID, the wonderful COVID hit, and people got locked down, and they wound up shutting down. And I was doing it in my home for a really long time, but then it just sort of seemed to get flooded with everybody doing a podcast from the home. I got Malusi, good to see you. Good to see you, my brother. I got Evil Jesus, only 90 degrees out. What does that mean? I would like to know what that means. If there's any suggestions, you can. If you're not friends with me on social media, you can get on there. I'm upside down. Okay. I don't know how this is supposed to work. Is that better? Is that better? You were on upside down. You're only 90 degrees out. I thought when you do YouTube, you're supposed to go this way or that way. I don't know. This is why I think I'm gonna be calling my. If you can see up there, there you go. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be the other way. You were supposed to be like horizontal or whatever. And everybody keeps telling me this. So I have no problem doing this. But if you've seen the sign behind my back, no religion, no politics. I think that's where I'm going to many watch hours until super chats. I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me to do super chats. I'm finding it hard to charge people to ask me questions when I feel like I could just answer questions like this, but I everybody keeps telling me to do super chats. There's a lot of different options. I guess this is how you make money doing this now. I used to make money on AftershockXL by getting sponsors, and people paid me to talk about their shit because I had a nice little audience brewing. The lawsuit, it's kind of tough because I like Shulian, Stuttering John, there, Nasty Meal. I love these people's names. I got to stay neutral on this. I'm going to be Sweden without letting people into their border. They have their issues, and I know they were friends at one time, but they just decided. Well, a lot of people burn bridges. A lot of people say shit they can't take back, and they have their own issues. Everybody's got issues. This is going to be a non-issue Aftershock XL. I'd like to stay off of religion and politics. I'm not smart enough to talk about both. And, you're not going to convince me. I'm not going to convince you. I do have my political beliefs, but I don't think when I do something like this, it should be stirring up because people are just vile on both sides, wherever I want to go. No one's going to convince anybody of anything right now. And if I can bring a little giggle, if you can want to watch me goof on me and stuff like that, there is something that I should bring up. I should have this here. Give me 1 second. And this is definitely part of why I started this back up again. But as most of you know, I wrote a book, Gorilla Parts. Gorilla being my name that Howard gave me, and Private Parts being stealing part of his best-selling book that I was in. I figured if I was going to aggravate him, why not do something like this? And there's a lot of people out there that say you can't do your own thing, but you know what? I learned a lot by being on that show, and I'm using everything I learned to try and make something out of it. So if you do decide to pick up this book, which is on Amazon and Audible, you will be highly amused. I guarantee that. I got a lot of great reviews, and of course, there's always those haters out there that are going to try to make me look like a jerk off, and I expect that, and I will embrace that, and I will not be mad. I understand that people are aggravated in their own lives, and they need to take it out on somebody else. And if it has to be me for a couple of minutes, go right ahead. It makes you feel better. But I wrote this book not because I was on Howard Stern and I'm trying to cash in on Howard Stern. I also happen to live a really goddamn interesting life. A lot of people that you don't know, because I don't usually talk about it, but the people that do know me have been pestering me to write this book for over 20 years. Because not only do I have just great Howard Stern stories and my experience being on the Howard Stern show, I had a pretty interesting life altogether. And there's a lot of that you don't know about me that you can find out in here. It's not just all about Howard Stern. It is about my awesome, interesting life, my family and friends. Yes, I've been promoting. I believe I'm doing Eddie Finciaro's podcast on October 8th. There was another podcast that I was supposed to be on September 10th, the day the late great Charlie Kirk passed away, and I got postponed. I believe anything that I'm going to do, I'm going to come on here and let you guys know. But tonight, I think I'm going to do a show up at the campground, maybe smoke a little or take a little edible kind of things, and have some friends up here and just see what kind of fun we can have about the whole thing. But I just thought, I got to figure out a little, two things I got to figure out. This is the way you're supposed to hold the camera, but I thought it was the other way. But anyway, I was going to try to do it with a co-host, a friend of mine up here, that I think would add to the humor and the fun stuff that I do. He's actually someone that is kind of the reason why I am the way I am, and he just suddenly decided he wants to be a part of this. So I'm going to have some fun. It's going to be my boy Johnny Style coming by later. I'm going to see if I can get some guests to call in later. The sales of the book are Patty. It's fantastic, but I want more. I want people to hear my story. If you go on Amazon and you look at all the reviews, and I posted a couple of reviews, they are 90% 4 to 5 stars and all have wonderful things to say. I urge you to just go try it and check it out yourself. Check out the reviews. Get the Audible. You could listen to my annoying voice for 4.5 hours. I read the whole entire book. I thought it was going to be a lot easier, and it wasn't. But thank you to Roy McDonald, who stood by me and directed me properly, because if you do not go word for word in the book, you cannot go to Audible. So it was tough reading some things in the book that I wrote. And I have to give a big shout out to Jason Huza, who is also my co-writer on the book, who took my stories and actually put them on paper and made them make sense. So it was a great collaboration with the great Jason Huza. who took my stories and able to intertwine them in the way that are in the book, which is so amazing. I've got a lot of great responses, a lot of different things. There's a good chance I could do Gorilla Parts the musical. Some people say it should be a series or a TV show. I don't know yet, but we're going to work on that. And I have to say that it's been a wonderful experience so far, and it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn to get the book going. I was told don't expect a lot in the beginning. I'm very blessed with what I have, and let's say talk about when you ate the girl's box for an hour when you had a threesome with Ralph. I wouldn't say it was an hour. I would say it was a good 5 minutes, and then I literally ran out of the room. But it's in the book, Grillo. It's literally you, me, and one other person. You're going to answer the questions and say something interesting. Well, I don't care who's listening, to be honest with you. I'm doing this as a test run. I didn't promote it. This is the first time I've been on in 3 years, so I don't expect anybody to be listening. But I'll answer whatever questions you want to ask, and I'm not going to charge you like other people do. So go ahead and ask questions, and I'll try to make it as interesting. This was just. You're in a fan, Mystic Mac. I will gladly answer any questions. I don't hold back. I didn't eat the girl's box for an hour, but there was a situation where I do talk about in the book exactly what happened. If you want to check it out, it wasn't fun, and I knew at that moment that I do not like other men in the room when I have sex, and I was willing to sacrifice the sex to get out of the fucking room if there's another guy. So if there's another girl, no problem. Even if she's wearing an apparatus that may resemble a male, I don't have a problem with that, as long as it's safe for me and we both use that on the other participant. But no, I don't ever want to have another male in the room. Or I don't even want my own self in the room half the time. I gotta be honest. Anyway, I'm for other reasons or another, I'm here and I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to be in Brooklyn, and I apologize for that. Just horrible when someone's car breaks down and it's out of your hands. And I will answer any questions. Any collaboration with Stuttering John? Well, I have done his show, and I don't mind doing the show. He asked me to come on. Do you still smoke weed? Yeah, I have some somewhere. I think it's inside. But I got stuck at the trailer today. I wasn't supposed to be here, so I've just given it. You need to do a live at least once a week. Yeah, I'm Patty, 100% correct. But it's been a good maybe 3 years. 3 years before. So I just say everybody keeps saying they missed the show and blah blah blah. So this was just a little test run, a little toes in the water kind of thing. I wanted to see how it looked. I think I'm gonna set up a little more that way, and I'm gonna try to do some lighting. But this is you guys are part of a very special time. You're part of the very first AftershockXL after the book, after everything, after the pandemic. I'm going to see who I can get to call in. Did John invite you to do his birthday show? No, I was not invited to do his birthday show. Is there a birthday show? I didn't realize, and it's kind of reflective of what things go on or how things are going on right now. Where when I do John's show, yeah, it was a horrible show. That's why you're listening, Danny B. Thank you, and that's why I got all those big guests, and that's why the studio paid for me, and I got all those advertisers. But you're right, it was an awful show. My co-host is a clown. My old co-host was a clown. Oh, because I can get a real one. Are you drunk? No, I wish I was. It is kind of early. You got to make dinner, and if I was drunk, you would know it. But a lot of people think I'm drunk when I ramble. Yes, what, Danny B? He's going to be a hater, and you are too. I did smoke some weed, but it takes a lot for me to get drunk, and I'm not drunk. I just came back from an awful day. I did have a shot, but drunk is no. Bye. It's okay. You don't have to stick around. One of those Dabbleverse haters. That's why another reason why I don't like doing this is because people suck. And I don't know why John does it. John gets so much flack. Maybe he has a thicker skin than me. I'm not here to make anybody pissed. You talk to any of the Stern staffers these days? Yes, I do. I talked to Tim Sabian, John. I talked to Ganji. He wished me nothing but wonderful birthday wishes yesterday. Scott DePace, Eric Seafrans, Brian Phelan, Tom Smith, Kathy Tobin. Who else? I wish I could talk to Artie. I wish I could talk to Fred. But those are two people I can't. But yeah, there's people on the show that I can't say that we reach out every once in a while and say hello. Because Scott Salem, yes. Scott Salem is actually living not too far from my parents in Florida. They actually have a couple mutual friends, which is weird. And the Dabbleverse is the new Sternverse. It will make you money, toxic but big audience. I understand that, but I don't like confrontation. I'm not here to like, you want to take abuse. And I love these guys that are always so tough behind, being on the other side of listening to this. I'm not trying to do anything other than what people tell me you should do it again, and I listen to them. You don't have to like it. You don't have to listen. And I was trying to make the point where these days where you mention certain political people and stuff incites a lot of tension, and I'm not going to do that. But it's almost the same thing if you mention Stuttering John, because I did his show. Just he asked me to come on, and I had no reason not to other than say hello. I'm selling a book. And then all of a sudden I get this backlash to people. Why are you doing John's show? He's an asshole. Well, he's been an asshole for a long time, but he's still been a part of my life since I was 19 years old. And I'm going to respect that. All internet connotation is an act for entertainment. Yeah. Mystic Mac, I like you. So I'm the Dabbleverse is you're offering your neck out to the vultures. And I don't know if I want to do that. Because, people just aren't nice and they look forward to make you look stupid. I could do that by myself. Thank you, Dabbleverse. I'm good. But again, I'm not going to go on too long. I just wanted to see how I used to have my producer, Noah, doing this for me. So now I'm doing it myself. Lost him as a producer because he's a successful lighting director and got married and had a child. Understandable. Thank you for all the work that you've done over the years, Noah. I am on my own until I get somebody to help me out. But I'm here, and I'm going to have some fun if you want to have some fun, and we're going to goof around. We're not going to do this. Oh, not that. This. No religion, no politics. Then we're going to have some fun, have some guests, and I'm just going to see where it goes because I want to create content. And I got a book to promote, and I'm promoting the book. So I'll do this a little later, and we'll see how it goes. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we can get this back going if you want. I don't think I'm doing Dabbleverse. I don't want to get involved in those angry people. Latest collab with KC. I do speak to KC. We do get back to each other. KC is KC. I love him to death. And he's a good friend. I wish I could have a little more friendship with him, but he has his zone, and I stay in the zone. If he wants to reach out to me, if he wants me to have me up there. Last time I went to Long Island, I stayed at his house. We went to dinner. We did his show. We hung out. We watched movies. It was awesome. You know what? Let me see if I can get Casey to come on. I have a very good relationship with Casey. I love Casey to death. But as we all know, Casey Armstrong is Casey Armstrong. And we leave that to Casey. But he has never not disappointed me as a friend. If I call him right now, I'm sure he'll get back to me. But I let, Casey do Casey. And when it's time to get together, we do. And thank you for the idea. Maybe I'll call Casey and see what he's doing. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Be doing this hopefully at least once or twice a week. We'll see how it goes. Live from the campground. I'm not in the city right now. I'm enjoying my place upstate that I have. I have my place in the state. I have my place in the city. I'm just enjoying what's going on up here. And I wasn't able to make it to the city today. I was supposed to be down there, but work is coming back up. It's getting busy again, so I'm going to jump on the work, doing the stagehand and Local 1, Local 52, which I love doing. And we'll see what else happens. And stay tuned. I'll see if I can get a good guest and make it a little interesting for everybody. I had a mad conversation with Casey when I was coked up out of my head. I would like to see the video of that. Enjoy your weekend, DS. Thank you very much, Mystic Man. The trailer that got dropped. Yes, this is the exact trailer. When we figure things out, I will give you guys a tour. I'm going to set it up, but hopefully later on tonight we'll go live. And you guys spread the word, spread it out. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll do this again tonight. I promise. Guys, thank you so much. The famous trailer. It is the famous trailer, guys. Thank you. And we'll do this later. I got to figure out how to stop this. Okay. Thank you. Cancel. No. Wait. Okay.